Agreed?
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. Item 5, are there any matters arising that members wish to raise at this stage? If not, then we can move to item 6, which is Assembly Members' Remuneration Bill clause by clause consideration. The committee's formal clause by clause consideration of the bill, and are members content that this is covered by Hansard? Okay, thank you. If I refer members then to pages 15 and 27 for the bill and the EFM, the bill scrutiny table at page 35, committee amendments at page 55, and the Commission's amendments, which were provided at last week's meeting at page 56. Members, we'll go through the clause by clause and put the question formally, and then see if we can have a consensus on each of those. So if we begin with clause 1, which is Independent Financial Review Panel renamed as Remuneration Board, I refer members to the committee amendment at page 55 of the meeting papers that the committee has agreed a committee amendment to this clause to add the word independent to the name of the Remuneration Board. At clause 1, page 1, line 3, after the second insert independent. Is the committee content with the amendment? Content, okay. The committee is content with clause 1 as amended then, Clark. Content? Okay. Clause 2 then, removal of function of determining allowance. Is the committee content with clause 2 as drafted, members?
Yes.
Content, okay. So the committee is content with clause 2 as drafted. We then move to clause 3, considerations of salaries in other legislatures. Is the committee content with clause 3 as drafted? Content. Okay, so for the record, the committee is content with clause 3 as drafted. We then move to clause 4, members, which is temporary appointments, and I refer members to the Commission's amendments at page 56 of the meeting papers. The Assembly Commission advised the committee of its intention to amend clause 4 to provide clarity on the arrangements for temporary appointments to the board. The Commission provided detail on this at last week's meeting. So Amendment 1 is at clause 4, page 2, leave out lines 39 to 41 and insert, subject to the preceding provisions of this section, a temporary appointment is to be treated for all purposes, including, for example, for the purposes of section 5, as if it were an appointment under section 4, brackets 1. Amendment 2 then is clause 4, page 2, line 41, at the end insert, but an order under subsection 7 may disapply or modify a provision of this Act other than section 4.4 in its application to a temporary appointment. Is the committee content with the amendments? Agreed. Okay. So the committee is content with clause 4 as amended. That is agreed. Clause 5 then, members. Is the committee content with clause 5 as drafted?
Yep.
Okay. So the committee is content with clause 5 as drafted. Clause 6 then, determinations. Is the committee content with clause 6 as drafted? Content. The committee is content with clause 6 as drafted. Clause 7, minor and consequential amendments. There are 2 consequential amendments to clause 7 as a result of committee agreed amendment to clause 1. Amendment 1 is at clause 7, page 3, line 34, before remuneration, insert independent. And amendment 2, clause 7, page 3, line 39, after the insert independent. Is the committee content with the amendments? Agree. The committee is content with clause 7 as amended then. Clause 8, continuity of the law. That there is a consequential amendment to clause 8 as a result of the committee's agreement to amendments to clause 1. Clause 8, page 4, line 21, after the second the insert independent. Is the committee content with the amendment? Okay. So the committee is content with clause 8 as amended. Clause 9 then, interpretation. Is the committee content with clause 9 as drafted?
Yep.
Agreed. The committee is content with clause 9 as drafted. Clause 10 then is commencement. Is the committee content with clause 10 as drafted?
Yep.
Content. The committee is content with clause 10 as drafted. Clause 11, short title. There is a consequential amendment to the short title as a result of the committee's agreed amendment to clause 1. Clause 11, page 4, line 33, before remuneration, insert independent. Is the committee content with the amendment?
Yep.
Agreed. So the committee is content with clause 11 as amended. We then go to the long title. Is the committee content with the long title of the bill?
Yep.
Okay, so the committee is content with the long title of the bill. That completes the formal clause-by-clause consideration of the bill, and then it will allow members now to have a look at the draft reports. Are members content that we move into closed session to do that? Yep. Agreed. Okay, thank you.
Committee Room 30. Sound. Committee Room 30. Sound. Committee Room 30. Sound.
Okay, back into public session, members. Are members content to include in the report? The committee recommends that when making determinations on members' salaries and pensions, the Remuneration Board must have regard to the wider financial circumstances of Northern Ireland, including earnings as measured by the Northern Ireland Statistics and Research Agency annual survey of hours and earnings. Members content? Okay, thank you. Are there any other issues or recommendations they wish to see reflected in the report? Members are content. Okay, I advise members then that the report will be updated with the details of a clause-by-clause consideration of the bill, and any other issues raised will be formally agreed at the next meeting on the 8th of April. There is no correspondence. Forward work plan then, the committee will consider and agree its final report of the bill at the meeting on the 8th of April. Do you have anything else you want to add at this stage?
No, not at this stage, Chair. So it'll be a formal agreement of the report at next week's meeting. So once packs go out, if members have anything at all that they wish to raise, let me know in advance.
Perfect. So the next meeting will be the 8th of April at 1 p.m. to agree the final report. Members content?
Yes,
thank you very much indeed. You can now adjourn the meeting at this stage.
Committee Room 30. Sound.